Okay, we're going to show you how to create a form in the Virteom CMS. It's actually quite simple. You're just going to click on Manager, and then you're going to click on Forms, and you're going to click on Add New Form, and you're going to give it a name. So I'll just give this, I'll call this Sample Form. And then I created, these are all the pages on your website, and I created a page in here. What did I call it? Form example. So I'm going to have this form show up on the form example page. You can see I'm actually on that page up here as well. And I'm going to leave everything at a default here for now, and I'm just going to hit save form information. When I do that, what happens is you get these extra little features here, which these are the different types of form elements that you can add to the page, like a text field, text area, and so on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just click the plus sign here, and what that does is that added a field down here, so it'll be like my first name. I'll click it again, last name, and maybe I'll click it again, phone number, one more time for email, and maybe I want one text area for a comment area, so I'll click that. You can see I've got one here for my first name, my last name, email, phone number. So then I'm just going to go in and actually just edit these. And I'll put in first name. You have to put in a character limit. So roughly somebody probably doesn't have more than 50 characters for the first name. And then you have to put in a variable. And the variable cannot have spaces, but you do need a variable. You need to put that in. And then this is going to be alpha because nobody has numbers in their names. And I'm actually going to make this required. So everything above this line is required. Everything below this optional line is optional. I'm not going to go into some of these advanced features, but for now, that's how you create the first name. I'm going to hit save, and that's going to save that. And if I close this out, you can see our first element here is made. I'm going to go into the next one, and this is going to be last name. And 50 characters. I'll give it a variable name of last underscore name. This is also alpha, and I'm going to make them required to fill that in. I'm going to scroll down, hit save, close this out. Oops. Go to the next one, email. This will be the email address. Now, email is important. This is something that you should try to always remember. In our system, you have to select email in here for the character type, because what we do is we validate the email. Now the thing that's important is if you go to test your form, you do not select this, it won't actually submit, because we don't allow a form to submit unless there is a valid email. So make sure when you do the email that you actually put in the character type as email, and that'll save you a bunch of trouble. And then always make that required. And we'll hit save. And I'll close this one out. Go down to phone number. Put the phone in here. Maybe, I don't know, 13 characters. And then in here, I'm going to give this just a variable phone, and I'm going to make this numeric only, because it is just and I'm not going to make it optional. They don't have to give me their phone number if they don't want. I can communicate to them with email, and that's just fine. And I'll close that out. Then this is my text area. So this is like, where they can put a comment in. So I'll call this comment, and I'm actually going to give it a character limit of 999. That's as high as you can go, and you should give it a really high character limit if you can. And here I'll let them put in alphanumeric, which allows them to write both numbers and letters. And I'm not going to make it required, but I might mess around with this. So I'm going to slide this over a little bit so I can see this here. And I'm going to try like 40 columns. I'm going to hit save. You'll notice that got wider. Maybe height, I'll make this like 10 and hit save. And then you notice that also got taller in the background there. So some of these other features in here, you'll know that they're going to be more for like styling and other things, but I'm not going to get into it. I'm going to try to keep this simple for you. So now I have this I have this form. The other thing I can do too is I can move these around. So let's say I want to like move email. I could do that and hit the save order button. You notice the save order disappeared. It only appears if you move something. So so that's how that works. So there might be times where you need to change that. The content region is, there's basically, if you notice in Virteom, there's all sorts of different like dotted editable regions. So let's say I want this in region 2. I can save that, and then if I go and preview this, actually if I hit editor, because I don't have anything on this page, but these are regions. You can see there's a region here, there's a region here, a region here. So there's also a show more options button. When I click that, it gives me, I can activate like the admin email. This would be the email the admin get. And what I would put in here is, you know, whatever I want the admin to see. So it could be, here is a submission from the sample form. And then you can separate emails like this. These are all the different people that would get this. So that just shows you how you can separate it. You could put in like a header, and this would go above the text that they fill out. This could be like customer info. You can give it a title or like a heading, and then the system will put whatever below that. And then just make sure you hit save. And then you can also do an autoresponder if you want to. So this will go to the customer. Thank you. Thank you. Make that like a header, and then we will get back to you as soon as possible. So obviously you can style it up however you want, and then once again make sure you hit save. And then you can have a website message. This is what shows up on the screen after they hit submit. So we received your form submission. We'll get back to you soon. And I'll hit save. You can also, if you don't want to have it just say thank you on the screen, you can also route it. So you can route this to any other page. So you might have like a thank you page somewhere. You would need to reroute this if you're doing like Google conversion tracking, because you're going to want to put that tracking code on a thank you landing page. But if you're not, website message is probably fine. When you're done, that's basically it. You've created your first form, and there's not really much to it. It's pretty simple.